everybody and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. And today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best albums from 1971. And it's an awesome year. And I'm going to kick off the list with this beauty of a record. Une Histoire de Mélodie Nelson by Serge Gainsbourg. Serge Gainsbourg, my French is terrible, sorry. This album, if you're not familiar with the work of Serge Gainsbourg, he had a hit which you might know, Je t'aime, the with a lot of moaning and voices whispering in ears going on. Well, this record is not a lot like that, nor is it a lot like the famous French chansons albums like Edith Piaf or Jacques Brel, who's actually Belgian, I know. Though this is nothing like the French chanson. As a matter of fact, what Serge Gainsbourg did here is make a psychedelic funk album. I mean, the bass, the guitar, the rhythm, everything is sort of like psychedelic funk. Now, you guys might be thinking, this old French guy doing psychedelic funk, he made it French, he made it his own. He made it because he made it something completely different, because there is this psychedelic vibe going on with the most beautiful melodic bass lines you're ever gonna hear. Beautiful elements in the high, beautiful things going on, and in the middle is his voice. Smooth and soft, but not quite singing. He's talking, telling the story of how he met Mélodie Nelson, and it is a beautiful masterpiece. This album is quite unique. It is way out there. It's sheer brilliance. If you ever come across a copy, I know I say this all the time, but if you ever come across a copy, buy it. On the number 5 spot, Serge Gainsbourg, Une Histoire de Mélodie Nelson, and from one psychedelic funk record to another, this beauty is called Maggot Brain. And the entire album is good. The entire album is amazing. One of the best funk albums ever. The title song, Maggot Brain, is one of the best songs you're ever gonna hear. The first time I heard this album, it was in the film, what's called Love by Gaspar Noé. There's a beautiful scene in there with this song, and it's haunting. I did not know what it was. It went into my bones, you know. It's a chilling, beautiful song, and from time to time I heard it, but I could never find out what it was. And then one day, a couple of years ago, I was sitting in a bar, late night. The bar was actually an old church-made bar. We had drunk way too much good beer, and then suddenly, that song, that guitar, it just went on the radio. So I went straight to the bar, and I asked the bartender, "What song are you playing? I've been looking for the songs for so long." And the man said, "No, you know, that is Funkadelic Maggot Brain." And I bought this record, and I bought a very bad recent copy, which was digital. It's hard to find an analog copy. This one is analog, luckily. Gorgeous sounding, but it's so tough to find an early copy or just an analog copy. This is an 80s copy, a German 80s copy, and it goes for way too much money. So if anyone from Acoustic Sounds or Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab or Speakers Corner or just any audiophile label out there, this band, Funkadelic, and this record needs the audiophile treatment. Everybody should be able to hear the brilliant guitar solo on Maggot Brain, because, man, it is unexplainable how good it is. I mean, it starts off with this reverb, it's Mother Earth is pregnant, and then the guitar solo, it starts off, and there is so much going on in that guitar solo. I mean, beats just David Gilmour, man. This guitar solo, it's so relaxed, but it has so much emotion. It is so completely chilled down, but so full of storyline. You're never gonna hear anything like that. Maggot Brain by Funkadelic on the number 4 spot. Now on the number 3, Mickey Newbury, Frisco Mabel Joy. You might not know this album, but you have heard songs by Mickey Newbury. You've heard the opening song, most likely. It's American Trilogy, which is originally a Mickey Newbury song. Elvis Presley covered it. About 1,400 artists have covered Mickey Newbury. I mean, Sinatra, Willie Nelson, B.B. King, Elvis Presley, as I said. The list goes on and on and on and on and on, because Mickey Newbury is one of the best songwriters ever. Not only is he one of the best songwriters, and loads of the greatest songwriters will acknowledge that. People like Nick Cave, I mean, they all covered him. They will acknowledge that this man is one of the best songwriters. The information that might be new, but if you buy this record and you put it on, you gotta acknowledge he's also one of the best American musicians. He creates a landscape in here. A landscape for his songs, a landscape for his music, which somehow seemed to grasp American history. Just about that. He goes straight into the bones of American history, and it never becomes typical country. It never becomes Americana. It is something that combines folk, Americana, country, and creates something new. I mean, it's just like Frank Zappa. You know, Frank Zappa is a genre in its own. Mickey Newbury is a genre in its own. And it is sincere. It is beautiful. He has the most beautiful voice. He has the most amazing production going on. And it's on almost any pressing of this record you can find. You know, this is a German pressing. Bought it, loved it. I bought an American pressing because I hoped this would sound even better, because this is the official first pressing. German is even better, but this one sounds amazing as well. This album will take over your room, your house, and you want to live in it. You just want to live in it. It's awesome and amazing. Now the number 2 spot. Another brilliant one. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Now, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. This is an album. It's way out there. It's way out there. Marvin Gaye was living in a society in which he found out and noticed that a lot of friends and family had their sons coming back from Vietnam in a body bag. The amount of black boys, I mean, we're talking about the age of 18 and 19. That was the average age of people coming back in a body bag. And he noticed it. And he sings about it. And this is one of the most important political albums of all time. It all sounds incredible. It is a man-defining soul. It is an extraordinary record. It is amazing. And I'm doubting, should I have put this one on the number 1 spot? Because when I'm talking about it, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the number 1 spot. I'm going to share What's Going On in the number 1 spot with this one. Now, why did I initially put this one on the number 1 spot? Personal memory. Because Led Zeppelin 4 is the album which got me into Led Zeppelin. I was about 15, 16 years old. I got this from a friend. And I mean, this is an album. It starts off with Black Dog. And after that, Rock and Roll. And then The Battle for Evermore. And after that, Stairway to Heaven. That's side 1. That is just side 1. And the other side has songs like The Levee Breaks. Holy fuck, man. Led Zeppelin was doing something quite out there, quite extraordinary. This was not the blues band of Led Zeppelin 1 anymore. They were making hard rock. They were making some awesome hard rock. And hard rock with brilliant melodies. I mean, they are taking you on quite the extraordinary trip. It is an awesome record. Now, this is my top 5 of 1971. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and see you in the next video.